Hello, welcome back to the channel. Let's solve another problem today. Today we're going to discuss contains duplicate 2 from LeetCode 219. In one of the previous video, we discussed contains duplicate number 1 from 217. And this problem is different from the previous one. Let's see what it's asking. Given an integer array nums and an integer k, we need to return true if there are two distinct indices I and j in the array such that nums I is equal to nums j, and the absolute difference between I and j is less or equal to k. So let's say what this k is. This is one of the examples. So we will just look at the example in the whiteboard. So let's see what the constraints. So the length of the nums array, it can range from 1 to 10 power 5, and each element in the nums array, it can range from 10 power 9 to plus 10 power 9. And the k can range from 0 to 10 power 5. So this problem seems to be a very popular problem in the interview questions settings. You can see in the last 3 months, it was asked like 12 times by Meta, and 6 times by Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Airbnb. They all ask it this multiple times. So let's look at these examples to understand what the problem is really asking in the whiteboard. Okay, so this is example 1. See what the problem is asking. Problem is asking, in the previous problem, it asked if this entire nums array has a duplicate. But in this problem is a little different. We are being asked if there are duplicates in this range. So let's say this is the zeros element, this is the first element. Let me just get a different color. So the zeros element, the first element, second element, and this is the third element. So we are being asked if between let's say between 0 and 3, the difference is 3. This difference is basically k, right? So 3 minus 0, absolute value is basically 3, right? The distance should be less or equal to k. For example, this array is going to return true because this is the zeros element, this is the element number 3. We can see when k is equal to 3, and this is let's say this is I, this is j minus I is 3 minus 0 is equal to k, which is 3, and this 1 is a duplicate here, right? So in the previous problem, what we were asked that we needed to check entire array if there is any duplicate. But in this problem, we are given the window, that within the window if we have any duplicate, right? So how we solved in the previous problem? In the previous problem we looked at we started iterating from this first element, right? Then we add the first element in the array. Then we go to the second element, we add the second element, and we add the third element. And the set is basically keeps the unique elements, right? And whenever we have this one more element in the array, I mean in the set, and we are given we check, right, if there is already one, right? The element exists in the array. So whenever we see that the similar element exists in the array, then we return the true. Let's look at the code. In the previous problem, where we are not given any window, that we needed to check entire nums array. So in that case, we initialize this set, right? get a different color. So set, then we start iterating the nums array. In the nums array, we check if the num, any element of this array exists in the set, right? If it exists in the set, then we just return true. If it does not exist in the set, then we add that element to the set. Then if we are out of this loop, then we don't find any element in the set, like duplicate element, then we return false, which means that we did not find any duplicate, right? And in this problem, instead of looking for the duplicate for entire array, we need to look at the specific window, right? So we need to initialize the window with a specific length, right? So we say, okay, this is a window, we initialize as a set, let's say, then we add, let's say, we add the 1. Initially, we see that the 1 does not exist in the set, so we add that window if it does not exist in the set. If it exists in the set, then we return true, right? If it does not exist in the set, we add, then we add the second one, right? Second element in the iteration. Then we add the third element, this one, right? The 3. Then we check this case 3, right? Case 3. Then we also then in that case we look at the 1. This 1, whenever we want to add 1, this 1 does not it already exists in the list, right? So we return true, right here. So let's look at the next example. So all we need to do, we need to keep this the window of let's say window of 2, right? So this is a window. So this is a case 2, which means like we need to check the window of 2. Let's say that we add this first element. If we just search for duplicates in the entire array, we obviously have multiple duplicates, right? 1 is appearing twice, 2 is appearing twice, 3 is appearing twice. So there is a duplicate. In that case, we need to return true. But in this case, we are given the specific window. We need to search for duplicates within the window, right? Let's say this we need to initialize. We need to just put the indices. This is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 indices, right? Then we need to start iterating from the first. So we add the 1 because it's not in the set. Then we add 2, right? Then we add 3. Then right now this 2 minus 0 is still, it's 2, right? Within, it's equal to this k. Then after that, we when we add this 1, before we add this 1, we need to check, right? We need to check if the length is more than k, right? This is like, you can see the length of this set is 3. What we do in that case, we're gonna remove the first element, right? We're gonna remove the first element because we need to make sure that this length of this window of the set, it needs to be less or equal than k, right? So right now this 3, before we even add this this element 1, right? This one to the set, we need to remove the first element, right? Then we add. After we add, we can see the 2, 3, and 1. We don't. There is no duplicates in here, right? Let's see this one. We are removing the first element. Then we check again the length. Length is again more than k, right? More than 2. In that case, we again come here, we remove the first element. Then we add 2, and again we check. If it's more than 2, then we also remove this element. Then it's again within the range of k. Then we add 3. And when we add 3, then we see this is again big, so we remove the first one. And right now we don't care how many elements in the set, because we are done iterating this array, right? Basically, right now all we need to do, we need to initialize the set, and we need to keep the length of this window less than k. It needs to be less than k, less or equal than k, right? Whenever it's more than k, then we need to start removing the element that we previously pushed to the set. So let's look at the code. So we are given this initially we are initializing this window. Let me just get a different color. Let's say it's more visible. So initially we are initializing the set. Then we are iterating this array from the beginning for I and num and enumerate nums, right? Then we are checking if the num of this num is in the window, then we are returning true, right? If it's not, then we are adding this num back to the window set. We are keeping the set of length less or equal than k. So then within this for loop, we are checking the length of the window. If the length of the window is more than k, then we are removing the element that we added first, right? So which means like if let's say if I is equal to, let's say here, right? Then after we add this one, if I is equal to 2, then window set will be 1, 2, and 3, right? So this is a 0, 1, 2, right? All we need to do, we need to remove the I is 2 and k is 2, right? Because in this case, k is given 2. So I minus k, which means I is 2, k is 2, it will be 0, right? So we need to remove the nums 0, which means nums 0 is 1, right? We need to remove the nums 0 from the set, right? Here initially it was 1, so we are removing the 1, right? Then we go back to start iterating the entire array, right? If we do not find at the very end, we are being left 1, 2, 3, and then after we remove this 1, we are being left with 2 and 3. Then we don't find any duplicates within the given set. Then within the set of length k, right? Then we return false. So basically the idea is, to recap, the idea is in the previous problem contains duplicate problem, where we needed to search entire array, and we kept the set, and we just sent to the set, we store those elements in the set. If there is any duplicate, then we return true. In this specific problem, it's a little variation of the previous problem, where we are being asked if there is any duplicate in the specific range between two indices, right? A specific window in the array. So this is a solution to this problem. This is basically time complexity is O of n. So time complexity is O of n. Space complexity, it really depends on the number of elements that we can store in the set, right? It can be a minimum of a number of elements of the array or the window size, right? So this is space complexity, minimum of n or k, and time complexity is O of n. So this is the most optimal solution to this problem. Yeah, please, if you like this solution with the whiteboard and the explanation, this line by line, the code, and please like and share and subscribe to the channel. That will definitely support the channel. Thank you.